Alright. Hello everyone and welcome back to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have another Zelda 2 Randomizer 2020 Standard Tournament Losers Bracket Finals match here today between traiLZ and BuzzThunder. With me today on comms is Taco. How are you doing?
I am doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Looking forward to this match. Should be pretty good. traiLZ and Buzz, two of the top runners in Z2R. Should be a really good match. Yes, hello to Safe State on the tower and Salute Queso Bro. Don't remember seeing you around Z2R. See you? And they should be going shortly. BuzzThunder has decided to have Dick Shake as his file name today. Trail's going the more difficult name it after yourself. And we're off. Okay, that's right by start. And the hello Zero Wing shaking some glove tops for us as you see a magic jar for BuzzThunder. We also have Saria northwest of start, sorry. We'll see what spell this is. As Trails picks up the child. The other Death Mountain entrance, and it's completely dead. There's Thunder for Buzz. No, that's... Yeah, Fairy is, I believe the spell text is that this spell will give you power or something to that effect. Yep, yes. Large GP is in the rules in this flag set. Yes, save state. And yeah, it's no worries, I'll throw a tracker. It is hard to remember which one is which between Thunder and Fairy. I regularly get it mixed up in the other direction. So, as we're starting, shoutouts to our runners, to my co-com Taco, and to our tracker today, Siberian.
I wouldn't give me too much of a shout out. I'm probably not going to be doing too much as you are very, adept at doing this, but we do have a hammer pickup from the trophy cave on traiLZ's side.
Always good to have a second pair of eyes and someone to talk to, Taco, don't worry.
Trail's seen a couple of pass-through caves, Jump Cave and Parappa deciding not to go through.
Like this is the southern coast. We'll see if there's anything here. I do see another town on Trail's side. Buzz somewhere a little bit further west. And that's the back half of Saria. Not used today. Sometimes Saria can be a good pass-through. I've even seen it be hard required, but today Saria is not one of those cases. Hammer for Buzz. Otherwise, not too much to comment on. We haven't really seen much of anything so far. That's sort of kind of out in the middle of the... That is a funny looking bit of land here. traiLZ, yeah, that bridge is beautiful for you. Another item cave for trails here.
Yeah, red Dyra on the bridge, so trying to avoid his axes along with the flying fireballs, but making swift work of it with good combat skills.
As we see that, the palace right there is one for Buzz. traiLZ will probably check to see what it is afterwards. Oh, runner's basically in sync here. BuzzThunder just slightly ahead of traiLZ. There's the Any key. Nice find. P1 is now completable. Right outside this cave. And there's an item in it too. Oh, that's a game over for trails. Yikes. That's gonna cost him his Any key for the moment. As we see P3 or 6 here for Buzz.
And back closer to start, traiLZ has found the cave that usually has a pea bag in it.
P-bag cave. And Buzz is expected going to do P1 as traiLZ finds the trophy. Fine, but I expect Buzz will find it sooner or later, and traiLZ probably wants to get that Any key at some point. Gonna be a little bit harder for him to dig palaces. He won't want to dig palaces either without fairy or Any key. Unfortunately for him, he game over before he could pick it up. Is gonna pick up Thunder now. That's traiLZ's magic jar as well. With this being finals flags, magic jars are more important than they used to be because they actually lock the Eastern Continent spells. Darunia's spell requires 5. Dora's spell requires 5 magic jars. Darunia 6, and the child Nikasudo 7 and Old Kasudo 8. Another death for trails. As Buzz here has found the item in P1, which is the glove. Oh boy. That's a really good find for Buzz, and not very good for trails, who doesn't have the Any key to dig palaces. Game over to in the cave with the Any key, which is right next to P1. Really unfortunate luck for trails today. We'll see how it ends up in the long run, but this is not a particularly great start. Free seed reroll? Call that Star Seeds free. Oh, Oh, another game over for Trails. Trails is not having a good time. Very squishy horse head, though. Buzz placing his first gem at 9 minutes. Yes, there is, Keizo. I know you're more familiar with my Ocarina of Time randomizer seeds. My Z2R ones aren't great either. Alright, let's see. Which palace is Buzz found? In the meantime, this is either P3 or P6. We'll be taking attack 5 here, attack 4. Quite yet sure which one it is just yet.
3. If it was Palace 6, this particular room, which would be my least favorite room in the game, would have flying enemies in it.
Yeah.
Usually the little dragon heads that dip up and down. Horrible, horrible room.
Alright, so P3 is also clearable having the glove, and I expect Buzz will probably also dig the item out of it, as Trails has found a password cave north, it looks like, and found a Rudo enemy. Hey, Cooper, I see you got out of cross keys eventually.
But yes, while also technically completable, definitely will take a little bit of skill without downstab to fight Rabenak. It's definitely doable, but there's also the one middle room that I think if you are skilled enough, you can get through without having downstab, but I personally don't know how the guys do it.
We do have 2 comms, Cooper. You're okay if you want to at the end. Okay, Rudo is just kind of out in the middle of nowhere in particular. Buzz and Trails, I believe, both know how to do Rabenak without downstab, at least. Speaking of, that's a rather nasty Doom Knocker for Buzz. Not a fun room to get one of these. It really has thunder and just gets rid of it that way. And this is actually the item room, so that's hard. Not too bad. Not the most useful, but not too bad. In the meantime, it's found the medicine, actually, in another cave up in the north part of thing somewhere. I think the glove was readily accessible, because P3 was immediate hard glove block today. At least it tells you early, as I believe this is our remaining 2 towns, Mido and Rauru, right next to it. This will be 2 more spells for Trails, and maybe he'll pick up Downstab. I mean, we're still missing one palace on the west. Odds are we can complete it between Fairy, Glove, and, between the Fairy and the Glove, as we see Life in Rauru for Trails. There we go, Buzz having a little trouble with that jump. And hey, here's Rabenak! No need for downstab to get here. Taking an intentional death warp to get his health back, has 2 lives left still. And yep, Trill is indeed going to pick up downstab here. As we see how much luck BuzzThunder has at doing downstab-less Rabenak. And there we go. Nice. Unfortunately, Helmet had... Oh, Ribbonneck! Oh, Ribbonneck is being a lot tougher than Helmet Horsehead was earlier, as BuzzThunder takes a death and has to redo the whole thing again. Yikes. And there's Spell for Trails in Mido, which means that our Reflect spell has to be somewhere in the east. And there's our last palace on the west here for Trails, just by a little bit east of Mido and a little bit east of Mido. Sorry, and Rauru, which happens to be, I think this is B2. Don't know if Trails actually bothered stabbing the statue though.
And yes, as J. Cooper points out, Trails obviously must have found the medicine somewhere. I know I had missed that.
He did. It was somewhere near Rauru. Peach colored P5, as chat points out. It's P5, as chat's pointing out. This is P5, and yep, it's peach colored. A Nightcrawler, yes, indeed.
And Buzz has successfully finished off Ribbonneck and is placing crystal number 2.
Indeed. Alright, thank you for the Windows reminder, Nightcrawler. Alright, now Buzz has cleared out the south, and needs to figure out a way to get north, because I believe Trails took a pass-through cave to get up to where he is now. I'm not sure where exactly it was. Just a friendly game of Z2R. Buzz is in pretty good shape. They were both in the same cave, right here, which is right here near the P1 for Buzz. They were both in the same cave at the same time. Buzz managed to get the Any Key, which took him to Palace 1 to get the glove, to P3 to finish that. And while Trails unfortunately game overed in that cave. And managed to find Fairy, which is one of the reasons why he's currently doing P5, but that Any Key certainly might help. I'm not sure how much Fairy costs, but it's almost certainly easier to just use the Any Key. Also, attack, not a huge issue for Trails at least, but it does take. It'll be his first crystal at 17 minutes. Taco, we're still missing a draft. Is our biggest problem right now. Trail's deciding to get out of P5 instead of try and look for the item, which has a very high chance of being the raft. We're starting to run out of places for it to be at this point. I'll be honest, I have no idea what Trail is listening to. I don't really have his audio on for personal reasons. The music doesn't agree with me very well.
Yeah, according to what we can see on the restream, it does look like it is a Castlevania track of some kind, but I personally don't have any audio on, because I will get distracted even more than I usually am.
Yep. Yeah, I have, I'm not really a fan of Trails' music generally. Certain tracks maybe, but do I want to really take that risk? And Buzz has got not clean audio. I do have it low, but...
And speaking of Buzz, he is going through the Fairy Cave pass-through that Trails did earlier, and this is taking him to the north part of the continent, so he will be finding his remaining items and spells and palace here shortly.
Yes, he will. Trails, in the meantime, is finding P3. Unfortunately, is going to get glove blocked out immediately. It's the next room after this. And it's going to have to go hunting for it. It's in P1, thankfully, which is just south of here. It also looks like Fairy costs, 62, which 4 full magic bars. Just not very great, as Buzz finds medicine, which will lead to his spells.
traiLZ is reattempting to go through Medicine Cave, which is going to have the any key for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, making use of that Thunder spell to try and get past the enemies.
Better luck this time than he did last time. Buzz actually has not managed to find the trophy. I can't quite remember where the trophy was, but traiLZ found it, Buzz did not. Yeah, unfortunately for Buzz, he's kind of thinking about how he still is missing a palace in Peaback Cave. Well, unfortunately, Peaback Cave is... We've seen it, I think. I believe that is where the trophy is. And, well, it is either Palace 5 or I think Death Mountain are our two options at this point for that raft. I think we've seen all the item caves. We've seen P1, we've seen P3.
Yeah, and it's kind of a gamble. It's, which do you do? Do you dive, P5 for the item, which P5 is huge, or do you go to Death Mountain, which also has the potential to just be very time-consuming, but has 2 items there?
Well, only one, because they do have the hammer spots for it. I forgot. For some reason, they have the hammers. So they have 2 spots in Death Mountain, Spectacle Rock and Hammer Cave. They have P5, and that's it. One of those 3 things has the raft. Don't know which. They will also be very bottlenecked into Death Mountain today because there's only one entrance that's actually useful. The other one is an immediate dead end. It's not even go through 2 caves and find a dead end. It's you go through the entrance and I'm done. I'm out of here, because that went nowhere. Alright, Buzz is going to catch sight of P5 now. We'll see how much he chooses to do. Goomba was quite quick. But traiLZ did not bother digging out the item, having better things to do. But Buzz does still want to find that other cave first. I actually don't remember where it is. And unrelated... Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say it was fairly close to start because I don't remember exactly where it was, but I know traiLZ found it not long after taking that game over in Medicine Cave.
Yeah. Also, bad news. I think that's a boots blocked raft spot on this tiny strip of land in the middle of the continent.
Well, looks like we are going to be seeing... But definitely looks like we'll be seeing some sort of Death Mountain then, because if we need both boots and raft...
Yep. We're going to need... Because, Buzz spotted, didn't go into P5 immediately, chose to go see if he couldn't find the raft spot. Found it on the coast below a river, followed that river all the way west, and found out it goes all the way west. Unless there's a connector there might be one cave on the other side of that river, but couldn't see it from the northern shore at least. The odds are they're going to want boots. There might be a cave, but then that requires you to check every pass-through cave on the continent looking for a maybe pass-through.
I know they've already been through one pass-through, Fairy Cave. I'm 90% sure they've seen both ends of the Parappa pass-through, so I've seen the left end of the jump cave, so for traiLZ, he has Fairy, so he'd be able to get through, but on Buzz, he actually can't get through that pass-through cave at the moment.
No, has to find the trophy first, because that leads to his Fairy spell. And yeah, this might be an oops 100% seed of somebody, as Zerowing said, because we might have Thunder and Fairy already, but we're missing a Reflect, and we can't get East yet. No Reptile, no Boots. Oh, no Boots and no Raft. Because we can't even get to the Reptile right now. TraiLZ's second gem at 24 minutes. Guma was fairly quick. I think BuzzThunder should be finding it soon enough once he heads all the way up here. And now TraiLZ is going to head back to P3 and get the bad news. It's just a heart container.
With them only starting with 3 heart containers rather than the typical 4, I don't think it's going to be the worst news in the world.
Especially because TraiLZ has taken several deaths in it, 2 game overs, one of which was particularly unfortunate. But when you're on a raft hunt, I'm not sure if TraiLZ has figured out he needs boots yet, but it's also not the best thing. Like, it's not a heart container, at least. It's not like, well, it's a heart container, not like a bag or something, but it's still not, it's not what you're looking for, at least. Guma down for Buzz, attack 4, Guma being somewhat nicer than attack 3 was for TraiLZ. And that'll be Buzz's time at 25 minutes. We'll see if Buzz chooses to dig out the item out of here, or if he decides to go find out his trophy. And it looks like this might be, yeah, this will be a let's go find the item for Buzz, which makes sense. He only has 4 places to go for it. Is for 2 items, and this 50-50 of this being useful. Our container for TraiLZ there. And we'll be on his way to reconnect. Oh, this room kinda nasty for Buzz. Yeah, good idea. Oh
no!
Casting Thunder, but getting out into the lava. Yikes, this room sucks. Fairy would make it a fair bit easier if he had it. And he's down to his last life as well. Hopefully he doesn't game over. Oh, well, that's a dead end, so never mind anyway. Item being elusive for Buzz. TraiLZ is now on is finding Rebanak now.
Happen. TraiLZ does have down stab, will be able to attempt the quick kill.
Gets it. Looks like he has it. Yep, there we go. Nicely done. 27-minute third gem for TraiLZ. Who now has a bit of an advantage actually over Buzz, despite that early game over. Finding the trophy means he doesn't have to dig out that cave. And has Fairy as well to help with exploration. So we'll see where TraiLZ chooses to go first. Death Mountain entrance is right next to start. I expect that is probably high on the list, TraiLZ's list of things to do. Yep, here he goes. Death Mountain time, everyone. Pretty open-ended. Unfortunately, this is also the only entrance to Death Mountain. The other one's a dead end that they're never getting anywhere in.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, again, I'm not the most experienced when it comes to this game, but I would prefer knowing for sure that the other one is a dead end, because one of the ways I kind of keep track of what caves I've been in and not, or are these enemies dead? And if you accidentally leave Death Mountain and there's a hammer cave find for trails, and go back in, all the enemies in the caves will respawn. There's no chance of that accidentally happening, having found both entrances like this.
It's actually very close by. It's 100% dead. Let's see what the hammer cave is for trails. It's 2 in 3 chance at this point of being useful. Pretty much assuming that we're boots blocked from the raft tile.
I think best case scenarios, this would be the boots, which might lead for some more easy exploration of Death Mountain to try and find Spectacle Rock.
Oh, that's the raft.
Okay, and we've got the item on BuzzThunder's side. That's the boot. So that's unfortunate for trailZ, because he personally does not like going through Palace 5 for the item, and I can't really blame him for that. But there is that pass-through, so he can go through the jump cave to get there, as Buzz just demonstrated on his side.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yep. So he needs to find his way back south, because I'm pretty sure his trophy is down in the south somewhere. I can't remember which particular cave offhand, though.
It was the P-Bag Cave, I believe.
Yeah, I meant more the physical entrance. Hammer Cave was very free over. That was not a problem. You went south from the only entrance. And yep, Harpoon's blocked. There is not a single cave on this side of the river, looks like. Buzz is not a He needs to think about Death Mountain for his raft. It is a very free raft. trailZ is going to have a more annoying time with taking out the item of P5. It was nearly 100% in P5, it looked like there, actually. On the other hand, for trailZ, there's just not much else left to do for it, besides try and find Spectacle Rock or dig P5. So, take your pick.
Well, he could go through the jump cave, because Buzz found the back end of jump cave on the other side of the river.
Okay, if that was there, I did miss it then. Okay, Buzz is about to get trophy now, which will get him fairy, but doesn't really do much for him at this moment. He needs to go to Hammer Cave.
I wouldn't snub fairy, because, even though it may not have an immediate use, Palace
it's still a good use. It's just not... It's just... Well, he'll need it at some point, so it's not a bad find, but he will still need to get to Death Mountain at some point soon. Which he will once he does his fairy trophy, and because he doesn't have anything else to do. Well, he's going to go to Death Mountain, which makes sense. He needs to head pretty much straight south, because his hammer is his hammer cave is in this big open area, down on like the coast-ish. Well, not this bit though. We'll see how he does with finding caves, because if he decides to take the wrong path, he could be here for a bit. Because this looks like a separate area from the one that you start. Yep, this is a separate area from the one you walk into at the beginning.
Was that it? Did he just...
No, it's a different area.
I must have...
This is Boots Block Taco, I think. It looks like, this is elsewhere.
No, he walked into the Hammer Cave and walked back out.
Oh, wait, he did. No, I got lost. Yeah, it's here on one of these southernmost caves here. Yep, there it is.
Okay. Alright, I think he may have been just taking a quick look to see if he could find the rock.
Good idea, to be honest. Planning to up the Hammer Cave, because it's a real pain to walk out of. And see if Spectacle Rock isn't right there. trailZ, in the meantime, is looking around.
Right,
Trails
and he is going to go through Jump Cave, so he will be finding his raft tile.
Alright, so that will work for him, but those boots, not having those boots will come back to bite Trails later, it seems. As Buzz is raft tile, and they will be both sailing east at similar times. Trails like a little bit before Buzz. Yeah, that was, I think, second last location raft for Buzz, the only other one being Spectacle Rock, which is who knows where. Buzz now trying to figure out how to get back north. He'll take the boots on the coast, but either works. And alright, east time for Trails. We're looking to be in the middle of the map today. Middle south, it looks like, perhaps, as we see a palace just south of Star. The raft tile, sorry. In the southwesternmost corner of the continent. And that's P4.
And Buzz is making his way back to Rudo, so he'll be getting his fairy spell momentarily. And we've got Palace 2 for Trails.
A bright lime green color today. This is like, oh good lord, at seeing me fairy. Yeah, the hot pink agreed zeroing. Hot pink was it can be a bit much. The palette randomizer can get kind of nasty just generally. Sometimes we just decide to be horrendously uncreative. I remember to see the ones where we had 4 gray palaces, like at least 4 gray palaces, might have been 5, where they were just all some shade of medium gray. Really, game? I use colors of palaces as a quick visual reference as to what palace runners are in. If they have colors that can be that can be told apart, which isn't always the case.
Buzz using that fairy spell to get his down stab.
Yep. 70 time, hello. Yeah, they're fairly even. Trails is a little bit ahead going to the east, but doesn't have the boots that BuzzThunder found in P5. We'll see what kind of difference that makes in the long run. And that's really the only difference between them, is that BuzzThunder got P5. You had to either take Jump Cave or find the boots to get to the raft tile in the west. Won't be going back there anymore pretty much unless they need to dig out Spectacle Rock. The save's on everything else on the west. Gonna wait for a moment. I apologize if it's a loud noise coming through my mic.
And Buzz immediately using the boots to head more north, so he's not gonna see Palace 4 down in the southwest, but does get some exploration area that Trails, at least unless he needs to take a pass through, is not have access to at this point.
Alright, I'm back. It was just the washing machine being really loud. Also close, so hopefully it's not too loud.
And we've got one of the 2 item caves in the east on Buzz's screen here. Trails having picked up the item of P2, I think it was just a pea bag, but I didn't get more than a quick glance at it. A magic jar?
Magic. I was gonna say magic because he has 6 jars, and I was like, I don't remember seeing any other of those.
Alright, I'm sorry.
It's all good, Taco. I had to step away, and good to hear you guys couldn't hear the loud noises. Just noisy machinery in the background. And this is help. And yeah, and Buzz found a 1. In the meantime, not very helpful. No, they were not angry demon noises. I'm actually not sure what ADN is up to right now, but yeah, watching 2 screens while commentating can be hard. It can. It definitely comes with practice. Try quad comming. It gets even more interesting trying to keep track of 4 people. Alright, we find the Rudy at Old Kasuto here, actually, in the northern bit of the south. Like, Chadbert, one thing to keep for me right now is I'm mostly focusing on BuzzThunder, because I've seen the item for Trails, and we know if he's just going to be on his way to Helmet Head now. Not the most... And while BuzzThunder is doing stuff we haven't seen yet, so I'm focusing mainly on Buzz while keeping a kind of an eye on Trails, who is finding another dead end as Buzz finds another item cave, I believe, here. And container for Buzz. Not a terrible find. At this point, though, we know that our 2 remaining palaces are P6 and GP. One is Maze Island, the other is in Valley of Death. And so we are getting close to no mode. We need however many magic jars and however many magic jars are required for Reflect, and the locations of Maze Island and Valley of Death, and that's about it. And since I know our boots are, about the one thing we might still need is... well, there's a river level, actually, for Buzz. It looks like it's not going anywhere. Maybe uncovering New Kasuto, but they have a hammer. Like, they're not looking for much in the items at this point. There's the Buru! Here in the far south. Yeah, this is a very funky-looking crossroads for Buzz. See a lot up here in the north for Buzz, who is finding our 3rd town. This is either Darunia or New Kasuto, as Trails finds Shield in the Brew. That is not it. 7 magic jars for New Kasuto. Unfortunately, BuzzThunder also needs 7 magic jars for the spell, but can at least get the item out of New Kasuto right now. Even if that's also about the item he can get out of here. And just the heart container for Buzz and New Kasuto. Even the magic jar wouldn't have been as useful for Buzz because he is still missing the magic jar from P2 that Trails found. So at this point, it's a 1 in 3 chance between Darunia, New Kasuto, and Old Kasuto for our Reflect. Trail's spotting the water tile but doesn't have boots. Well, traiLZ didn't find a pass-through up here, it looks like, without boots, and we'll see if the water tile is buzzed. That's the pee bag. Wah wah. Rose finding new Kasuto, unfortunately also only has 6 magic jars, so it's going to also only be able to get a magic heart container out of here. And this rather annoyingly located desert tile is not the item desert tile. It does have a red potion jar, but that's about it. Should have seen it. For the magic, for the item, he knows it's 7 jars for the bell. Alright, Buzz is in the south. This is going to be P4. No Reflect. Reflect is one of their go modes at this point. That and tracking down the locations of the Valley of Death and Island. Did not look like the River Devil had blocked anything, looking at the bizarro crossroads that Buzz took to get north. But I could be wrong. And Buzz is going to find P2 now. We'll probably just clear it out here.
Got a candle pickup from traiLZ from the desert item.
Oh, interesting. I don't know how Buzz managed to miss that, because he actually doesn't have the candle, but I guess Buzz never quite got up to that bit of the coast. Kind of odd. This is... I'm actually not sure what this is. Shield for Buzz. And traiLZ is heading south. Seeing the River Devil, there might be a bit of land east of the River Devil. It's hard to... can't really tell looking at the map. But there's something... There's at least a little bit of something east of the River Devil. It definitely looks like Valley of Death and Maze Island are kind of trolly, though. We haven't seen either at all. I think he's gonna full clear too. Good idea, because we know he's gonna need magic jars for at least one more magic jar for Reflect, if not more. And traiLZ is in the meantime doing some exploration. This is just one game, Crab Cakes. Whenever this moves on to Grand Finals to face Rose City Saint, the loser takes 3rd place in the tourney. Moment I really could tell you who's ahead. Each have done different things. Boots haven't really led to much so far for Buzz, with the water tile being useless, but we'll see. Ultimately, still haven't seen all of the eastern map, and we're somehow still managing to miss both Maze Island and Valley of Death, 2 major landmarks that you've usually seen one of them by now, having seen most of the continent. traiLZ in the meantime is in one of the item caves in the east. Neither of them were very helpful. Rock as flute, that would be a major ouch for both runners. It actually looks like traiLZ is heading back to Death Mountain right now, interestingly. Hoping to find Spectacle Rock. Or a magic jar or something, because he's currently a little stuck, hasn't managed to find Darunia, hasn't found either Valley of Death or Maze Island, doesn't have the boots, and it's decided it's maybe a good idea to see if I can't figure out where Spectacle Rock is, and see if this could be a while, though. And may also end up going back to P5 in his hunt for things. Yeah, there is a non-zero chance of it zeroing most of the eastern coast. I'm not sure how much is left other than the bit behind the river double, but it's also impossible to tell with how the map is how much land, if anything, the river double blocks. Yeah, and whether or not it could be accessible with boots, for that matter. It's really not possible to tell with how the map randomizer is today. I'm fairly certain, yeah, Maze Island is probably net in the map, but I don't know how, if the river double, like, I'm not sure, even if it is there, I don't know if the river double's hard required for it. And there is another path, too, because it was a really funky-looking crossroad. We did not look down either path. We did not look down to get the path Coper. Who knows what it is? There's the magic jar for Buzz. He's pretty happy to see it at this point. Yeah, we still have the Runia spell outstanding. It is the we have not seen the Runia, and well, that is the only spell available. We have no clue where the Runia is. It's somewhere on the map. I'm pretty sure we have not actually seen the town. Just straight up, we don't know where the town is our problem. Trail, still on his Spectacle Rock hunt, is found his way to the western end of Death Mountain. We'll see if the Spectacle Rock is here somewhere. Oh, there it is. That trails a few pass-throughs, but he has found Spectacle Rock, which has the cross! Womp womp. Not useful. That's a whammy for traiLZ. He did find it fairly quickly. It didn't take too many pass-throughs to get there, but it did take him a little bit. And thank you, Rockshock, for subscribing for 8 months. Yeah, it's back east or to P5 for traiLZ, so we know he probably wants the boots at this point. But, we'll see. And here's home ahead for BuzzThunder. Buzz is probably going to do some more Eastern Continent exploration. Doesn't really have a reason to go back west right now. Still wants to find out where's those remaining towns and palaces. He hasn't found the brewer. He found the brewer. He's still missing Darunia. He's still missing Valley of Death and Maze Island. And he managed to accidentally skip the desert tile up north. So he doesn't know he's missing that. Well, there's Valley of Death. He apparently just managed to not see it.
And unless there is a pass-through cave over here, it may be either boot blocked, or depending on where the paths come out of, could potentially be flute blocked. It looks like going just a little bit farther north will take him to the other end of that River Devil Road.
Yep, Darunia here now. We'll see if this is reflective. So Buzz is in tentative go mode, depending on where exactly Maze Island should be, somewhere just around here at this point. BuzzThunder forgot to hold down to go in. There we go. Valley of Death is boots blocked. Flute maybe would be interesting, but traiLZ is going to eventually get his boots out of here. It's going to take him a few minutes. This was not a very nice item to find, but it's somewhere in here. It's also been like 40 minutes since BuzzThunder got his boots, so I genuinely don't remember where they are, but yeah, they were pretty deep. Three chance. Is this reflect? No, it isn't. Oh, jump. All right, we need at least one more magic jar. Well. Would be lovely if we had to double dip P4 because it has a magic jar. Nice skipped encounter. Okay, that is one way to... Okay, River Double, 100% optional today. Screw that.
Yep, and then same also then goes for the boots so far.
Yeah, I mean, boots, you have to go the long way around to avoid them, but they are avoidable. So traiLZ is eventually... It's going to take him several minutes, but he will eventually find them. Oh, there's Maze Island in the far southeast. Alrighty, hopefully there's at least one magic jar in Maze Island. The odds are pretty good of it. We're starting to run out of item locations. Also, this Maze Island looks like it's a lot nicer with boots than without. And teaser. Yeah, I think 6 would be a fairly reasonable flavor buzz here. He can clear it with Glove and Fairy. And the end, he keeps his life a bit easier, but is going to try and at least find a magic jar first, because if he finds a magic jar, less inclined to spend the time to dig out 6. Unfortunately, Buzz hasn't managed to find not managed to find either item in Maze Island so far. As there's traiLZ's boots. No longer needs to take jump cape, it's just gonna take the boots and run with them. At this point though, it's just find magic jars for go mode. We are missing 2. In our item locations we are missing our P4, P6, and the 2 in Maze Island.
And to answer... Oh, alright. There we go. Thank you, chat.
Yep, and water tile was gotten. It's a bag. By the way, there's a magic jar for Buzz. Kind of a little bit east of 6 there. A little. Sorry, I keep mixing up east and west when I do this for some reason. Yeah, Buzz is in fairly good shape. I wonder if he'll go and check New Kasuto before trying to dig P6. Unfortunately, New Kasuto is like the other end of the map from Maze Island. And a P-bag. Womp womp. Okay, and Buzz has decided that even though it's a walk, he is going to use in go mode, which is not a bad play, because I think even the really long walk back up north is still probably faster than taking out P6. And for all we know, oh yeah, I forgot that the new Kasuto item could be the other magic jar, so if that's it, then he's in really good shape. Although he's not going to Nukasudo either. Oh, he's gonna take the pasture. This makes sense. It's easier than walking way up north, because it's a long walk. I don't know how Buzz moves the desert tile either. It's a little bit east of that pasture he just through, but he just managed to completely miss it. Well, if it's Reflect, Buzz does not need Nukasudo. If this is fire or light, fire or what are we missing? If this is fire, though, then no. Alright, nope, that's Reflect. I was gonna say if it was fire, he would probably get the item, but nope, I think he's in go mode. Hooray! Buzz, you do not need the other item here. Get out of here. And that's going for Buzz, so he should be happy 1 hour, everyone. Going for Buzz, and we're gonna see how long it takes traiLZ to get his Reflect, because they're actually still even right now. traiLZ still needs to first off find his magic jar in Haze Island.
Actually, he already has.
Oh, he has, and then he needs to go turn it in. Unfortunately, he's decided to take P6 instead. Understandable play, it's just going to cost him some time.
Well, he may not be going for the item. He may be just going to try to fight the boss and then leave, where Buzz now, would need to make his way back to Maze Island.
It's true, but we also don't know where Barba is. That's for traiLZ. And dead end for Buzz. Yeah, that river definitely helping out Buzz. Late boots keeping Buzz fairly even with traiLZ. I would definitely put Buzz in a bit of a lead here at this point. Depending on how long traiLZ decides to spend digging out P6. Yeah, the longer traiLZ ends up in here, the more likely to try and find the item, which we know is not required at this point. Still missing the flute, and we're still missing the flute, we're missing one magic jar, and then the remaining stuff is all some variety of... Might have a couple heart containers missing, so that's gonna be our remaining items, none of which are all that helpful. Loot. Buzz seems to have gotten a little lost, but hopefully he gets back on track. Trails finding some various paths, including drops and the fairy block, and is dropping down here as Buzz continues to explore P4. Should be finding Karok. Yep, here we go. Trails in the meantime up A in P6, having decided that he's nowhere and he's going to try a different path now. Karok down for Buzz, and this'll be his 5th gem at 1 hour and 4 minutes. Not looking too good for Trails, although this P6 being rather trolly might be helping him, considering Buzz is going to have to do much of save exploration. And then Buzz, then there's still GP, the especially because we have full GP in brackets, in finals flags. It could be there for. I was considering waiting for attack 6, but decides magic. Decides he'd rather get two P6 in one piece rather than trying to get an extra level. Attack 5 and Attack 6 isn't too much of a dent. Attack 6 will let him cast. Magic 6 might let him cast more spells for safety on keyboard. I think either way it works out. But double P6 for Trails has dug out most of it. Still can't find, well, Barba or the item. We'll see what route BuzzThunder takes and if he can manage to not spend as much time in here as Trails will. Because Trails is going everywhere that's not useful, apparently. Up A for Buzz. He goes. Let's see how lost they get, because this P6 is being P6. Pretty long and easy to get lost in. Trails has already been in here several minutes. In the time Trails has been here, Buzz walked all the way to New Casino, turned it in, completed P4, and got all the way back here, and Trails is still not done. Buzz heading up here, which should be a good play, because yep, Barba is somewhere on this path, and going down led Trails a whole lot of nowhere. Yep, Buzz is going to have a way shorter time in P6.
Not necessarily, because
taking that ferry is good. So much, because you need to fall down and not carry here to get to Barba. This is a different path for Buzz. Trails did not ferry here, he went down and that's to Barba. Buzz might be finding the actually at this point. In the meantime, Trails is gonna go back and see if he can't find the item. Which, not good news. This is gonna take Trails a bit. He has already seen most of the palace, but this is just additional time loss. And giving Buzz even more of an advantage. BuzzThunder in the meantime looks like he's gotten his way to a bit of the Palace Trails of Scene already, so taking that ferry instead of going down further is sending Buzz off in the wrong direction, because he's going to be going a whole lot of nowhere for this. There's one of the mini-boss reenacts for Trails, the other one might just be after it. And, yeah, this is useless. Save state, Trails is not sure, needs either 6 magic jars or 8 magic jars, and he doesn't know 8. And he apparently is looking for his 8th. Or maybe his flute, because I don't think Trails knows if his flute's useful yet. We know it's completely useless, it doesn't even really save any time with boots, so Trails is going to spend a lot of time looking for a magic jar that might not even be here. There's the other mini-boss Ravenek. Alright, this is the item for Trails. Buzz is heading back now. Hopefully should find his way back to that drop, because he originally ferried right. Because that'll send him to Barba. Yeah, it's not a huge detour, but it's still pretty nasty. Has Stream been badly dying for anyone else? Oh, you're kidding me. Looks fine to me, pulling up Restream right now, at least. And was that another heart container for Trails in P6?
It was the flute.
Ah. Well, not much used. Is the audio also dropping, or is the audio fine? Because that's not on my end. I'm restreaming user is using a remote. So that is going to be on Prez's audio, internet actually today. Let me refresh, since we're not seeing much of anything new right now. The interesting thing is, if audio is fine, but both streams are stuttering, that's interesting.
Buzz has made his way to Barba, starting off with a bit of a yak hammer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll let Trez know that his internet seems to be a little wonky, because I use a remote stream, so it's running off. It's a computer that Trez has in his house, Trez being the CSR boss. And we can connect you remotely to Restream.
Buzz has placed his final gem. Meanwhile, Trails is turning in his magic jars for the old woman item in New Kasuto.
And then we'll find his... there we go, lol, magic jar in New Kasuto. Hard required to get the other 7, because Heaven's locked behind all the others. Not much. Trails is about to hit go mode. Unfortunately, it's going to be basically a P4 behind Buzz at this point. And P4 took a little while to clear out.
Didn't seem like it took horribly long, and as we've mentioned before, this is a full-length Great Palace, so while Buzz definitely has an advantage, Trails is not out of the game yet.
No, he is not. 112.49 GP for Buzz. Green GP at least is pretty easy on the eyes. Nice parry block here for Buzz. Buzz is not especially amused about the back of the line. And Trails needs to figure out a way to get back. Not taking the pass-through case, so it's just going to go for a really long walk. Unfortunately, Nukasudo and Piece 6 are basically on complete opposite ends of the map. Drop for Buzz. P4 now for trails as Buzz continues in GP. Hello, Captain Ratix. P4 now for trails as I'm myself. I do live in the US and I had a pretty good Thanksgiving. How was your day yesterday, Katako?
Nice and low-key. I had dinner over with my boyfriend and his parents. It was very nice.
Oh, nice. Twin Lee should be a sprite, maybe. There's a loop. Looks like they're for Buzz.
Yeah, Buzz taking just a moment to try and figure out, what he wants to do as far as routing.
Managed to get both a fairy spell and a life spell cast out of that before getting the red potion jar, but refilling all of his magic. Really nicely done there. Popped up to max now. That's nice. At least he got to have some leftovers. Not much leftovers, but we've also just been kind of having a couple of days of really good food. My family, I don't really have much family to invite over, even without quarantine. I don't remember the last time we had any family over Thanksgiving. We just had some good food. So they're hoping for a red potion jar, getting it. Not such luck. First try, there we go, second try. Trails in the meantime is, getting lost in sounds about right. Considering, BuzzThunder also got pretty lost in here. Show is not getting better, Pepe Hands. I'm sorry, chat. It's their personal streams are fine. It looks like this is Trez's internet, unfortunately. I'm not sure how much I can do about it beyond pinging Trez and being funky.
I'll try to step up the play-by-play a little bit more. So traiLZ is breaking, new ground in Palace 4, has just found Karok and is getting ready for his ping-pong match. Buzz is making his way through some new area here in GP, going through a waffle room with a orange Foca. traiLZ, easily taking out Karok, has placed his gem, and oh, this waffle room is not a nice one. The next waffle has 2 blue and 1 red Foca in it.
Mm-hmm.
How many rooms does Big GP have? Too many.
I think 55 or something? That's ridiculous. Buzz is retracing some steps. We have seen this bridge before. This can take a while. Trails, where are you going? Not sure where he was trying to go there, because he's seen the entrance. He's trying to walk all the way over left to see how long it was, I guess.
Not entirely sure either.
I'm confused. Oh, he wants upstab, I guess. He should have gotten that earlier. What is Trails doing?
Well, depending on if this is the path to Thunderbird or not, getting up stab looks like it might be a good play.
Might. No, this is a different curtain room from earlier. Got some fairly nasty enemies in it. Yikes. Buzz not having enough mana. Fairy, unfortunately, is going to have to just go through this slow way. Buzz does have to go through the room there with upstab. Is going to hope for a fairy here. Nice, there is one. But it's not a guarantee with this room, but there is a fairy. Buzz today, nice, good odds. Buzz confirmed has it. One is a guarantee because I can't remember which ones are. This is a different bridge room from earlier. Ooh, death for Buzz as Trails finally gets in the door. 120.45. About 8 minutes after Buzz got in. Well, has a 8-minute lead going into GP. Has also been getting extremely lost for 8 minutes, so we'll see if Trails can figure out a way to maybe pull back a late win, because this has not been a very nice GP. Buzz went right, if I remember correctly. This is
yes.
Our third bridge room. This is not the same as the previous two. The enemies are different. And, ooh, dead end. BuzzThunder is not choosing to pay. He's going to just walk back because, interestingly, because I think most of his path here was just more dead ends. Never mind, the hook is gone. Yeah, no. Trails looks to be following similar route to how Buzz is gone, which is putting Buzz a whole lot of nowhere. Yeah, unfortunately with Trails following the same route as Buzz, this is not going to be able to pick up 8 minutes for Trails, unfortunately, because this is a long series of dead ends, and some more dead ends. Which Buzz is going to try and go back and find a different route. I guess this is really deep in, so Buzz wants to not obey to find the other, to try this path to the left, which we have not seen yet, actually. Or at least I don't think we've seen it.
No, we haven't come through this side of the room yet.
That's what I thought.
At least I don't believe we have. Maybe he did.
It's hard to tell at this point. GP messes with my brain more than the others do, just because it's so big. Yeah, Buzz could be out of magic for T-Bird at this point, too. I'm not sure how many lives he has left at this point.
I think he still has at least one left. It looked like he still had a couple lives left when he took that dip in the lava.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what Buzz...
Well, finding another dead end there, taking a moment to try and, from what we can see on the restream cam, it looks like he's maybe making a map or taking notes of some kind.
I assume so, and he's gonna update, because that whole side is just dead ends, and some more dead ends. Time to try a different path. Yeah, Buzz has been in this GP for 12 minutes now, almost. Does not feel good. And unfortunately for traiLZ, it looks to be taking much the same set of dead ends that Buzz took, so traiLZ is also not seeing anything new. Stream looking clear for the moment. Thank you, chat. I have no idea if Buzz can do the L7 skip.
And I apologize for the silence, but there's just not really too much to say that hasn't been said already. Just kind of going through some of these rooms, most of which we've kind of already seen because the path seems to be, at least kind of fairly linear to start. They've taken a bunch of the, branches that they could have and only found either loops or dead ends.
Charles has managed to find the healing drop here. We actually haven't seen this yet, I don't think.
Unfortunately, getting knocked back there, but still has a couple lives left.
If this Eon drop somehow manages to lead to Thunderbird, I'm not sure what path Trails took to get here, but I do not remember seeing it. Well, that's a dead end. We'll see if the drop is useful.
Yeah, although with branches like this, it's kind of a blessing to have a dead end immediately because you know that, okay, there is truly only one path to take.
Yeah, and yes, Thunderbird. At this point, Thunderbird is going to be right with Darkling, because they've seen almost everywhere else.
Trails
Trails is meant to take a... Yes, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, coming up on another drop that we have not seen yet.
No, more new information, actually.
So yeah, despite, entering, about 8 minutes behind, this could be good news for Trails. Oh!
Speaking of, there's Thunderbird. Looks like, I'm not sure where exactly Trails took a route that was different from Buzz's, but he found his way to Thunderbird, and I'm pretty sure with how much we've seen of GP, that Darkling pretty much has to be right after Thunderbird. And Justice is surely behind, and unfortunately might be a little too late.
We'll see, he's going through that Eon drop, so...
Yeah. No, but I think Trills is managing to take down, doing a nice job with Thunderbird here. And that's it. So Trail's taking a different route of GP and getting all of that 8-minute lead back, and then about another minute on top of that.
And sure enough, yeah, ignore what I was going to say. I saw the pure black background and I was expecting Dark Link. It's not.
No. Okay, so not quite yet, but oh, there it is. It should be close, not quite.
There we are.
It is. Just a couple of rooms. Not surprised. No, there wasn't much yet. And oh, Buzz taking a different route. Yeah, this is. Yeah, this will be Trail's taking a death to Dark Link. Thankfully has one life left. If that had been a game over, then it might have suddenly been close again. Good thing Buzz had a dead because he's heading back, but little too late. I'm pretty sure Trail is not going to take a second death to Dark Link. And Buzz is heading back left through this room. Yeah, this will be GG's to Trails. Who has just taken down Dark Link? GG's. 130-17. Buzz knows he can't be too far. Trails looks very happy.
Yeah.
Big thumbs up on camera. He's not the most expressive of people, so he's a happy man, and he'll be moving on to grand finals. Yeah, Buzz is gonna take the L7 now. And probably end up more nowhere.
Oh, ends up at the top, which fortunately he has already seen the top of and knows he's not in the right area.
No, unfortunately not.
He's gonna attempt to do the skip here to get back on the other side.
Yeah, unfortunate when the L7 decides to spin on itself. And we should be getting Trails in for an interview. He'll just top himself when he's ready.
Unfortunately, the fireballs are not cooperating with Buzz.
Oh, poor Buzz. This is not an easy thing to do, and he's not having much luck with it. You kind of need a damage boost off the enemies here to get up top. Was upstep required in GP? I don't think it
so.
was. Hard to say.
I don't remember seeing Trails go through the upstab room.
Yeah, speaking of Trails, hi! GG's!
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I ended up doing a lot more of that seed than I think I needed to. I dug the boots out of Palace 5, then later realized that you could have just walked over there to Maze Island.
You could have, but it's quite a bit of a walk. You were actually significantly later to boots.
Yeah, that's what good gameplay
Buzz got that very early.
That's what good gameplay will get you. You know, you play the game good, then an 8-minute lead, like, especially in a long GP, really ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you were indeed 8 minutes behind Buzz going into GP. And then you took a bit of a different route. Found the Eon drop a lot faster than Buzz did. Buzz found it after you actually, and took the right path after the Eon drop. Buzz took a different route and got a bit lost.
I saw
He
that
also
crumble
had
bridge. I saw that crumble bridge room, and I know it's trouble. Every time I go right in that crumble bridge room, it never turns out good. So I turned around and took the elevator because I don't like that. I don't like that crumble bridge room,
Mm-hmm.
and that led directly to a dead end in the Eon drop.
Yep. Yeah, so Buzz is almost run. I think Buzz is near about 100% of the GP, so he'll get to Thunderbird eventually. It's going to take him a bit, but he will eventually find Thunderbird just because there's not really anywhere else he can go at this point. He took every other path in GP, found a lot of dead ends, found some loops, and got a lot of nowhere, basically. And
Trails, you are moving on to the finals against RCS, if I'm remembering correctly.
yes,
How are
indeed.
you feeling about that?
Feeling pretty damn good, to be honest with you. I want another crack at the title. You know what I'm saying? And every time I face him, it's always a good race. I can't play the way that I did today if I race him and expect to win. You know what I mean? So I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that match. Rose City Saint, if you're in chat, I'm coming for you, straight up. So I'm coming for that belt. So I've got the odds stacked against me. I got to beat him twice, which is probably not going to happen, but I'm going to try. And hopefully
Absolutely.
good execution overrides luckiness, because I tend to get really unlucky in these things, but my execution tends to pay off. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that'll be a really good match. Looking forward to that. You guys have certainly faced off against each other plenty of times in the past. You guys faced off in Swiss. I don't remember who came out on top that time.
I remember it like it was yesterday. He spanked me and didn't even take one pass through cave on the east, and I was like, he got the fastest time in the tournament actually that night. I believe it was a 52-minute time. So yeah, I've got I've got a little bit of a payback built up to deal over that race. I felt pretty bad because he finished like 15 minutes before me. And honestly, him and I, when we race each other, we generally trade punches. But he's been winning a lot more recently, so I think it's my turn.
Looking for revenge, I hear. Should be a good match, though. Yeah. Oh, Buzz taking a game over. I think that, yeah, that's it for Buzz Day. Buzz taking a game over decides it's not worth trying to finish it. He's done. Unfortunately. GG's to Buzz as well, taking third place in the 2020 Standard Tournament. Good showing. Really gave you a run for your money. Unfortunately, just GP gave him the runaround today. It's interesting. So one of the things that made a difference, Trails, actually, is that after picking up the magic jar in Maze Island, you decided to dig piece 6 before leaving. BuzzThunder found the magic jar, I think it was a pea bag was the other item, left to Nukasudo to see if that was his go mode, and then go mode to the rest.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, well, I mean, you had to do it, because there was a kidnapped child lying around somewhere that I don't remember picking up. So I was afraid that could be in there linked to Thunder. So
You found Thunder very early on the east, I think.
I mean, not Thunder. I mean Reflect. My go mode spelled.
Yeah, well, Reflect. But you saw the child very early. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember where at this point, but I'm pretty sure you guys had it early. Yeah, so you want to one of the bigger differences was that he also never did dig out Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, what was that? A hard container or a pea bag or something? I can't remember.
Some variety of cross.
Yeah, that's terrible. I felt like I was behind and I was gonna lose the whole time, but entering GP at the time I did kind of felt pretty good. Um, with Reflect being behind 7 magic containers, that's getting doing everything I did and entering GP at the time I did felt pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
you did a lot, bit more than Buzz did, but it turns out you took a different route, and that paid off. GP, the great equalizer, again.
yeah. I mean, if you play enough of these things, you start to see like you you know if you go insert if you see a palace lay out a certain way and you go and you get screwed every single time and you end up having to backtrack, um you you begin to like kind of, I mean, like T-Bird could have been right on the other side of that room, but the past 100 times I've played the long GP, it hasn't. So um
Mhm.
that's why that double-ended drop room, that's why they call that the trails room, because the first Max Rando tournament 2 or 3 years ago, I took that every time I would take that and we would land in that room, I would go left and win the race. Because we would race 5 or 6 times every day, non-tournament races, just casually. And we'd always end up having to backtrack after falling and going right in that room. So I decided to just go left every time, and I ended up winning like almost all my races like that.
Mhm. Nice. Yeah, because Buzz, yeah, just got the runaround, and there was a lot of loops, and I think Buzz had quite literally 100% of the GP by the end.
Yeah,
And
I mean, that sucks, man. I know the feeling. I've done that before. I 100% of the seed at the end.
yeah,
So, I
yeah,
mean,
you did. Well, the only thing you didn't manage to, I don't think you found the item. You even found the item in 4. Yeah.
I turned around after that. I don't know what he got that item. I didn't.
Did he? Oh wait, I might have been. I'm mixed up because I remember it. Because I have the flute written down as being in 4. Uh,
I think Flute might have been in
Flute
6.
was in 6.
oh, flute in 6. Sorry, I apparently can't read my own note sheet. It might be then. Yeah. So, uh, yeah, just bad note taking. I don't think we saw the omen before then. That was about one of the only things we didn't see. Buzz actually managed to miss the desert tile. I'm not quite sure how. He's not quite sure how either, but thankfully it didn't end up biting him.
I mean, whatever. It's no, what. Yeah, thank God, right? What you call it? Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for doing the commentary and stepping in on such short notice. You guys are great.
Yep, would recommend not doing so on such short notice in the future, please.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing Rose City State and I are going to be in the grand finale. So, I had a day off in the middle of the week. So, Buzz randomly last night was like, "Yo," we had been talking all week about scheduling, but we never really scheduled. And then, today this morning we kind of talked about it a little bit. But you know,
You
um,
surprised me when you pinged and were like, "Hey, can we get a restream?" And I'm like, "What did you guys even schedule?"
yeah, I threw it in there earlier this morning because we had decided on a time, and Buzz wanted to kind of get it over with. So, and I hear that I kind of wanted to get it over with too. Um, But yeah, I got the odds stacked against me. I got to beat Rose once. He's got to beat me twice. So hopefully I can give him a run for the money. If he's definitely gonna have to earn it. I'm not. It's not going to be a free victory for him. So he's the champion, and he's very good at this game. So it should be a really good match.
Forward to it.
I
Hope to
think I speak for everyone when I say we're all looking forward to it.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I can't wait. So you guys have a great rest of the day. Thank you so much, and thanks for everything.
Yep. Thanks, Trails, GGs, and good luck versus RCS. Alright, so that'll be pretty much it for us today. Buzz will not be joining us for an interview, it looks like. I also realized I forgot to turn on the music for interview midway through. We're going to wrap it up here now, pretty much. Taco, mind doing some shoutouts as I find as a raid target?
Yeah, definitely. So again, be sure to follow runners, traiLZ, BuzzThunder. I'm Jomei Lin, better known as Taco, my commentator Star. Just big thanks to everyone involved in this tournament. And yeah.
Congratulations to Buzz taking third place in the tournament, and then we will have RCS and Trails battling it out for the title of the winner later on. But Trails RCS being the defining champion, as while Trails trying to take the title away. So we'll see how that goes. Should be a really good match. Currently trying to find the raid targets. Any ideas, Taco? Shoutouts to our tracker as well. And yeah. Okay, I guess there seems to be no one not really
the
any
only one I can take a look at is Speed Gaming 2 is doing a Link to the Past rando invitational race. So, they're only 46 minutes in, so that might be going for a bit. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, I think doesn't look like we really have any particular Zelda 2 streamers that I'd like to rate today. Pretty dead afternoon for streaming, it looks like. So we're going to go over and rate the Salty Sponge, who is doing Ocarina of Time Randomizer, is doing some practice for the Season 4 standard tournament for Ocarina of Time Randomizer coming up. Qualifiers start in just a week and a bit. So we're going to go over and say hi to Sponge and see how he's doing. Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll see you. We're going to quickly go over our restream schedule before I forget. We have in about an hour and a little over an hour, we have at 5 p.m. Eastern here on ZSR Main. We have the Ocarina of Time Randomizer, Baby Dodongo's Invitational Tournament, Grand Finals, Rockchalk vs. Alligatua. Then we have tomorrow at noon, we have the Majora's Mask Randomizer Standard Weekly Race. We have Skyward Sword any percent at 2 p.m. We've got Breath of the Wild any percent at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. We've got the Ocarina of Time Randomizer any weekly at 6. And then we have some more Wind Waker spoiler lock at 9:20, and then more action throughout the weekend. No more we also may have a Zelda 2 All Keys race coming up later today if we can find a restreamer. We'll see how that goes. And thanks for watching, everyone. Any last thoughts, Taco?
No, just, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, and thanks for watching.